KFI, Mr. Mo Kelly. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I hope the traffic wasn't as bad for you today as it was for me. But, you know, on Thursdays, it's usually always bad, but it was an exceptionally bad experience for me today. But I'm glad I got here safely. I didn't have to double bird anyone, even though Mark Ronner may have today. I don't know.
It was tempting. There were some kooks on the road today.
You mean including or not including you?
Oh, no. I was a model of patience and good citizenship, but it really required a ton of self-restraint not to really let a few people have it for being dangerous, rude, and just general D-bags.
How many birds per capita do you usually flip?
Per capita? What does that even mean, per capita? There are no birds per capita. What's wrong with you?
How often do you flip a single or a double on average?
I would say it's not every day, but you must understand that, like, the 405, it's like we know people who, when you're in their presence, if you're in their presence for more than, say, 30 seconds, you're probably going to get in an argument. And you know that about those people. You know about, say, the 101 and the 405, that if you're on there for any length of time, your odds of needing to give somebody the finger go way up.
Yeah, I think you pay too much attention to other people. When I'm in the car, no, I'm serious. With the exception of motorcycles, which may be coming very close to my cars, they're lane splitting. I'm pretty much indifferent and I'm oblivious because I'm going to stay in my same lane and I'm just going to keep on moving forward and try to mentally just go to some other place and just get through the ride. That's the hardest part of my day. I tell people all the time, the hardest part of my day is just getting to the office, not doing the job, not going home, nothing like that, not even dealing with people here at the office. It's just driving in because it's anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half of something that would usually drive most people to insanity.
Oh, there's no question about it. In fact, I think it's not an accident that I started having to go on blood pressure meds almost immediately after I started working at KFI.
Well, there's probably some other reasons, but we won't get into that.
No. It's just the traffic.
Okay, it's just the traffic. Well, there's also something else we need you to weigh in on very quickly, just very quickly. We know the Franklin fire is still burning. I wouldn't say out of control. It has a little bit more containment. We also know that there might be a little bit of rain in the near future. What else can you tell us, Mark?
This is a true thing. We have a 30% chance of rain Saturday, but just Saturday, not any kind of week marathon of rain or anything. Back to normal by Sunday.
Okay, I'll take the good news wherever we can find it.
As you know, though, Mo, the weather forecasts do change. So if, say, we do have a little sprinkle, a little drizzle on Sunday, I fully expect recriminations from you on Monday.
I'm holding you to what you said now, word for word.
Yeah.
30% chance tomorrow, so there better be some rain somewhere.
No, 30% chance is Saturday, not tomorrow.
Oh, Saturday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Okay. But what if it rains tomorrow? Oh, I don't know about you, but when I was driving in, it was drizzling. Just a little bit. If
it rains tomorrow, I guess we'll just have to talk again, and I'll have to bear the brunt of your abuse.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. And then, abusing you is sufficient.
I guess we both take a trip to HR on Monday.
Hey, very quickly, have you chosen your Ronner report for tomorrow?
I saw Craven the Hunter today.
Ooh. You sought that movie out?
I don't want to give anything away for a movie.
No, that's me. That's me saying ooh.
It's got a 15% Rotten Tomatoes score right out of the gate.
Ooh. It's almost like someone puts too much salt in your food. It's like, ooh.
It's more like pee with asparagus.
Ooh.
Do you have to eat asparagus before you pee in my food?
Ooh. You're so vivid with these pictures you're drawing here.
That's why I got to be where I am as a writer.
Hey, Twala, are you going to see Craven this week?
Tonight.
Oh, tonight?
After the show.
Why are you running to see these movies that you probably, I don't know, Mark, you haven't told me, but you probably will not like?
Because I don't want to be left out when Mark is doing the Ronner report tomorrow. I don't want to be left out.
Leave me out of this.
I have FOMO.
Leave me out of FOMO.
This. I like that. We're doing a public service, Mo. We have to inform people. Movie criticism is a consumer benefit as well as just talking about movies.
Okay. All right.
We're here to help.
Can't wait until tomorrow, or maybe I can wait. We'll have to see. Also, tonight, though, as we get underway, we'll tell you about how LA City Council has voted to increase the minimum wage for tourism workers. We had talked about that story, but it's going to be up to $30 by the time the Olympics hit LA. Imagine that. And it's Rose Parade preparation time. We have the latest information, and if we haven't said it before, we'll say it now and we'll say it again. You got to go to the Rose Parade at least once. You have to see it in person. It is an experience, and it's one of those things I personally feel should be on your bucket list. That's just me. I've done it, and it's not for everyone in the sense of doing it every single year, but at least once you should experience it. And I think Tuwala would agree. I think.
I do.
Man, a few words. I do.
No, I do. And then
we get married?
No, that was couched with I do. And then in the back of my mind, I said, I wouldn't do it again, though, if only because I didn't. And now I'm at that age where I can't sit for like 11 hours watching a parade and not have access to a restroom.
Well, there's that. And you have to spend a lot of time getting there early to get a good enough placement, seat, I don't know, picture tent or whatever, to be able to see it the next day.
Oh, no. When we went, we didn't do that. We bought tickets, bought parking passes,
okay,
and had a spot on a bleacher, watched all the parades go by the entire time. Then I kept thinking to myself, like, man, I'm going to have to hold this as long as possible, but trying to get in that porta potty line,
Don't you have like a plastic bottle somewhere?
But yeah, you don't want what happens if you do that.
Okay.
Pasadena police, they're looking for people with bottles.
Really?
Yeah, they don't want. They're trying to catch you.
Okay.
Yeah, get a charge.
Okay, then I'll rescind that recommendation.
No. But you should see it. I mean, wear a diaper if you need to. You should see it. If you're older, if you're of an advanced age, you should go see it.
No shame in it. Depend.
It's counterintuitive for me to wear a diaper just because I don't want to deal with the wait and the line.
Do you have to catch it just in case? You don't want any accidents. You don't want to walk back.
Oh, it'll be intentional at that point. It'll be a conscious decision on my part. If I'm wearing a diaper, it's going to be like, hey, Mo, how did you manage to stay out at the Rose Parade and go to the bathroom? What did you do? Well, that's what I did.
Oh, yeah. You really want to take one of those things for a test drive, not just a one-time thing.
Yeah, you have to try it out in advance.
Yeah, see what it can hold.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And we often talk about the fight to increase the minimum wage, be it on a statewide level, be it for fast food workers, be it for tourism workers, and how that might impact you, me, and what that means for the economy in the state and beyond. The LA City Council today voted 12-3 to increase the minimum wage specifically for tourism workers at a gradual rate and also provide improved health care benefits. Kind of controversial to anyone who's not a member of the tourism industry or working for minimum wage within that industry. Under the proposal, the ordinances would be amended to boost hourly wages to $22.50 an hour by this coming February, increased to $25 an hour by 2026, $27.50 by 2027, and then get this, $30 by 2028. That's a huge step up, because if you're, let's say, $21 an hour right now, in the next 4 years, you'll probably have an increase, assuming that you're working as in the tourism industry, hospitality worker, you'll have a $9 increase, which is about a 40% bump in your wage. This is what it sounded like today.
12 ayes, 3 noes. The substitute motion passes.
That was the moment the LA City Council voted 12-3 to gradually increase the minimum wage for tourism workers to $22.50 an hour starting July 1st. It will increase to $30 an hour by 2028.
Hey, why are you repeating everything what I said? I already said that. You don't need to recapitulate, restate, mock me, and re-say what I already said. Thank you.
When the city is expected to host the Olympics.
I struggle. I live in Los Angeles. The rent is very, very high.
The rent is very, very high. Wait. You know what I'm going to say, right? You know what I'm going to say. The rent is very, very high. And another opportunity was missed as far as rent control. Why do I bring that up? Because the rent is going to be even higher next year and the year after that. In 2 years, in 3 years, in 2028, it'll be even higher. So I don't know how impactful these increases will be because everything else will go up kind of a constant with that.
A lot of workers live outside of Los Angeles, have to travel Bakersfield, Lancaster just to work at LAX. And it shouldn't be that way.
The Olympics generate billions of dollars for every city that it enters, and we don't want the workers to get left behind. And so the whole point here is...
Well, we do know that the Olympics are only 2 weeks, right? They're only 2 weeks long. And these increases are going to be permanent. And I'm not against anyone getting more money. I've said before, and I'm not going to contradict myself. Your worth is what you can negotiate. If you can negotiate $30 an hour and you were given $30 an hour, then you've earned $30 an hour. But I always want to remain intellectually honest as far as the reason you're giving for needing that $30 an hour or deserving $30 an hour. And if you're going to tie it, I know it's just one person, but I'm just saying. There are a lot of people saying because of the influx of people who are coming for the Olympics that this is necessary because of that. And I'm saying, let's not forget the Olympics are only 2 weeks long. 4 or 5 if you count the Paralympics as well. Temporary.
That it enters, and we don't want the workers to get left behind. And so the whole point here is the workers want to come together to earn an Olympic wage is what we're calling it.
Workers say
an Olympic wage. It's only a few weeks long. Now, if you want to say, okay, this Olympic wage is where you're going to have a surge in wages, kind of like when Stefan is driving for Uber and let's say it's a holiday, or let's say he's going to the airport. They have this thing called surge pricing or dynamic pricing. If they had dynamic wages because of the Olympics coming to town, that would make more sense, right? It would seem that way because you're talking about a moment in time. This is temporary. The Olympics are coming and then they're going. We have the World Cup, which is coming, then it's leaving. Okay? We'll have, I think, the NBA All-Star Game at Intuit Dome. It's coming and then it's going. Temporary. So I don't know if you can base your argument completely around the idea of, well, let's raise the wages because the Olympics are coming and we don't want people to get left behind.
To earn an Olympic wage is what we're calling it.
Workers say they need this minimum wage increase because the cost of living here in LA is so high. But others argue that raising the minimum wage will cause many to lose their jobs.
Running a business is hard. Restaurants have a hard time making money. Hotels are having a hard time. Tourism is down. We have still not come back to 2019 tourism numbers.
Before the vote, some council members voiced their disapproval for the process, saying it felt like a backdoor deal.
It is completely disregarded everybody that is affected by these policies. And in fact, it's been so egregious in the way that this was all conducted.
There is no solution for this. There is not. If only because it is expensive to live in LA. It is. The rent is too damn high. It does cost a lot for all this sunshine, even though it may rain on Saturday, according to Mark Ronner. I think he's wrong, but according to Mark Ronner. We pay for this weather. Isn't this the whole point of living in California? If you're going to stay in California, despite all the things that we may argue about, the things that we may dislike, the point of living in California is we have advantages. We have perks that they don't have in Mississippi.
A little rain every now and then helps you appreciate all the nice weather, Mo. It's like if you have a day without fire, you appreciate that.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And hopefully our days of fire are fewer and further in between.
I've got bad news for you on that front.
Oh, well, can't have it all, okay? You can have your cake and eat it too?
Focus on the pluses and what you can eat.
Not a lot of eggs and milk if you believe social media.
Yeah, then there's the whole bird flu thing. Yeah, we're doomed. Never mind.
What? No, yeah, bird flu, E. coli, salmonella, because of raw milk and other things. And have you ever in your life, I'm being honest now, serious question, have you ever in your life seriously considered drinking raw milk?
I think it's gross for adults to drink milk at all in the first place, so definitely no raw milk. But there's been, I think occasionally from Trader Joe's, we've gotten some kind of raw cheese that I probably wouldn't get at this point.
I remember growing up, I used to love milk. I really did. I loved milk. I had it with just about all my meals. As I got older and more lactose intolerant, that's gone away.
You're just intolerant.
Well, that's true. But as far as lactose is concerned, for this conversation.
It's just another facet of your overall intolerance.
Yes, I am a milk fascist. As I got older, I got away from cow milk. And my wife, she just stuffs the refrigerator with almond milk and even put in some oat milk creamer. It's like, oats have mammary glands? I didn't know.
Try coconut milk, and those look much more like mammary glands. As a bonus.
No, oat milk rules. Coconut milk, that's basically water.
How about neither? How about neither oat milk nor coconut milk? I don't like coconut water, and I definitely don't like coconut milk. And I don't even like eggnog since we're in the season. I don't know who invented eggnog. Let's put the eggs in the milk. And some liquor, too. I don't get it.
I suspect it was an alcoholic.
Trying to hide the liquor?
Put it in everything.
That's the funniest thing is that the ones they sell at like Ralph's and Vaughn's that have supposedly Jack already in the eggnog. It doesn't even have it.
It doesn't.
I don't know why they how that's like false advertising, right?
Just like trace elements?
Maybe.
I don't know where the desire for people to drink eggnog came from. It tasted nasty to me as a child. It did as an adult. I will never develop a taste for it or desire for it. Like, for example, I didn't like cream cheese as a kid. I wanted to taste a little bit sweeter like icing. As I got older, my taste changed, and I developed a love for cream cheese.
No, this is what happens when you get old. Your tastes do change. Stuff like egg foo young stops looking like a tumor and it starts looking tasty. And I don't know the reason for this.
I haven't gotten around to egg foo young.
It was just one example, like spinach, asparagus, all the things that you used to mock your parents and your grandparents for eating. Like at some point, I'm going to start craving aspic, and I'm terrified of this.
I used to like okra as a kid, not as an adult. I hated spinach as a kid, either raw or cooked. Love it as an adult. I'll put spinach in all sorts of salads. I'll put spinach with my eggs when I cook them. Love spinach. But yeah, your tastes do change. And going back to milk, I've never had any desire to even mess around with raw milk. I just can't. Can't do it.
Well, times are changing. We got RFK Jr. who's going to change your mind about that.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He can recommend whatever he wants because this is America, and I love America and freedom not to drink raw milk.
Moo.
Is there such a thing as raw oat milk? How about raw coconut milks?
Sure. I mean, it sounds dirty, but whatever.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And I was saying at the top of the show, if you get the opportunity, if not for you, definitely for your kids, see the Rose Parade in person. Just once at least. And maybe you're not up to doing it like I did when I was a teenager, spending the night out there the day before. But if you want to, I don't know what it's like now as far as spending the night. But for me, it was great. Had a great time. It's probably not the same because the world has changed since I was 15 years old. That was a long time ago. But still, the Rose Parade is one of the crown jewels when you talk about Southern California, things you must do, things you must see. See the Rose Parade in person. Yes, you can watch it on TV. Yes, you've probably seen it on TV. And the 136th Rose Parade, presented by Honda, is going to be from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. New Year's Day. And you can get tickets for the grandstand at sharpseating.com. No, not Twala Sharp. He's not selling them, but I'm saying that's the website, sharpseating.com. It is an experience, and obviously when you're watching something on TV, the vantage point and view is not the same when you're there in person. You can feel the energy. You can see more than just a float or two in front of you. You can see up and down Colorado Avenue. I think it's Colorado Avenue. Mm-hmm. And it's just a completely different experience. I loved it. When I spent the night out there when I was 15 with a few of my friends, we had one adult who was looking over us. We had sleeping bags and a quasi tent, and it was an all-night party. I don't know if you can still do that now, but it was just a great time. And then we watched the Rose Parade. Obviously, you celebrate, New Year's at midnight, but then you have the Rose Parade the next day. It's just a great experience, and I'm glad that I can say that I've done it. And to all of you being from Pasadena, I'm quite sure you look at it in a different way as well.
We used to annually walk up and down Colorado all night long, just throwing marshmallows back when silly string wasn't an issue. You'd silly string and watch the cars go back and forth. It was such a family reunion, such a family vibe, such fun. And it wasn't until I was an actual adult with my own children that I finally saw the parade. Why? Because we would spend all day and all night walking up and down Colorado, some 10 miles back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we would do it and then get home and fall asleep and sleep all through the parade on television, all through the reruns. Went down there with my kids when I think they were 6 and 3, maybe-ish. And it was a time when you feel those bands going by and you feel the thunder of the drums in your chest, just them beating as they're walking by. Yeah. It is magnificent. Seeing those marching bands live, nothing will compare to it.
I didn't know how much I appreciated the New Year's Day Rose Parade until we didn't have it during the pandemic. And I was so glad when it came back. And since it's come back after the pandemic, they've really stepped up the presentation. Like, for example, they're going to have pyrotechnics, synchronized lights, extreme stunts. They have aloe black. And I don't know. I need to ask someone who's much younger than me. Stefan, you're about 40 years younger than me. Who's the artist Kiesa? Kiesa? Kiesa?
You got me on that one.
Okay.
Where's Bella?
Right. Right.
There might be a Bella artist.
We need someone who was born maybe this century. I mean, this decade or recent to tell us about some of these artists. But they're stepping up the presentation. And that's the point.
Okay. I didn't know that was her name. She does a lot of it's not EDM, but in that realm. Mm-hmm. That's what she is. Because I've seen her. I like her stuff. I just didn't know that was her name.
Well, there you go.
See?
She's going to be performing along with Aloe Black, and I know him, and I've heard his music before to kick off the Rose Parade. They're part of the Rose Parade opener, and that's what you need to do to continue to remain relevant. You have to talk to the younger generation on some level, be it music, and you're competing with a lot of other stuff on New Year's Day. A lot. I mean, you have to, and I don't think to all of your kids, if they weren't exposed to it, would have any desire to see a Rose Parade. I don't know if 14 to 18-year-olds want to see the Rose Parade in 2024.
Nah, like if they go, it'd be something that their mother drags them to. But I don't know, this is my son's first 18-year-old New Year's, and I don't know what he's got cooking. My daughter may want to go and hang out with her friends. She wanted to do last year and ring in the new year with apple cider and a bunch of girls in pajamas. And
apple cider. That is what they call it now.
That's what they call it now. That is what they call it. But no, it's when they were younger. Yes. And they've gone, I don't know how many times.
But they've had the experience. That's the point. It's not like they've missed out. And maybe I'm more speaking to parents, where if you get the opportunity and maybe you haven't done it, or you know that your children haven't done it, can't recommend this enough. And if you're wondering about what type of environment it may be, just know Pasadena Police, they're not going to be playing around. They don't play, and it's a family environment in that
They're
regard.
even stricter this year. Last year, when they were first like trying to bring it back, they were like, there is no anything happening. You will sit in your seats and watch the parade and you will go home. This year, it's even stricter. They're not playing around. There will be, as they've said, and I quote, no shenanigans. End quote.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I'm not a teenager anymore, because I would have been out there with all sorts of shenanigans. All sorts of shenanigans. But, time's got to change. Highly recommend, if you get a chance, check out the Rose Parade in person. Get your tickets at sharpseating.com. No relation, no connection to Wallace Sharp.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Just want to give you a final Pastathon update. First, it was a great time. It was an absolutely great time. It was a celebration of not only what you as a KFI listener are capable of, but a celebration of what we ultimately did in service of Katarina's Club. Here are some final Pastathon totals. Wendy's was able to donate through your donations, contribute $163,435. Smart and Finals from all around Southern California and also different states, $511,308. So you have Wendy's with $163,435. Smart and Final with $511,308. But check this out. Katarina's Club, the direct donations between Pastathon and December 8th, when we stopped receiving donations, the direct donations, Katarina's Club fielded $548,527. That's because all you guys were pushing donations through the website. Okay? What you were doing, you heard us here on Later with Mo Kelly. You heard us on Wake Up Call with Amy King. You were listening to Bill Handel. You were paying attention during Gary and Shannon. You cared when John Cobell was talking about Pastathon. You responded when Tim Conway Jr. was reminding you about Pastathon. And you pushed $548,527 in direct donations through Katarina's Club. The grand total, $1,223,270. Think about that for a second. $1.2 million to feed children. I said it then, and I'll say it again. I am in awe of your collective and consistent generosity. You show up for Katarina's Club. You show up for the children every single year. Every single year. This was the 14th annual Pastathon. You've shown up every single year. And it astounds me how KFI, just one station, of course, with the assistance and help of Wendy's all around Southern California and Smart and Final, we can raise more than $1 million consistently now, annually. How many children are going to be fed now? We know that Chef Bruno was feeding some 25,000 kids each week. 25,000. And we know now that he'll at least be able to continue that. He'll at least be able to continue rehousing families. He'll be able to continue his hospitality academy. That is you. That is your contribution. That is your dedication and your consistency in your generosity. And let me just say it like this. And I said it the night of Pastathon, but if you didn't hear it then, I started here KFI on December 11th, 13 years ago, in 2011, December 11th, 2011. So I just passed my 13-year anniversary. I've been able to watch Pastathon grow from year to year to year. And your commitment has steadily increased. And because your commitment has steadily increased, Chef Bruno and his impact and his reach has also steadily increased. This is unseen in the history of Southern California radio. No one comes close. And you can depend on KFI like you can the sun coming up in the morning. And I just have to take my hat off to you. And I cannot be effusive enough to not only congratulate you, but salute you in what you do. The only way that it could have been better, the only way, was if we could have gotten Mark Ronner to join us another time.
It'll happen.
I don't know if it's going to happen this decade, though.
Or I could just die abruptly, but we believe in hope at KFI.
Well, there's a little bit in between, okay? It doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay, it's not like either you don't show up or you die. I mean, there's a little bit of middle ground.
Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for the food that you brought me from that wondrous event.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I got nothing.
Oh, I know. Because you didn't show up.
Yeah.
You didn't make a request. If you would have asked, I'm quite sure I would have done it, but you didn't ask.
Well, I had to hold down the fort here. I had to get the people the news they need to make informed choices as citizens in a democracy, Mo.
No, I didn't say that you didn't have other responsibilities that you weren't tending to. I'm saying if you specifically wanted me to bring you some food, I'm going to use the thin excuse that you did not ask me. And because, ask not, want not.
No. How could you ever intuit such a thing while you happen to be at a restaurant known for its delicious food and I have nothing here in the news booth? I wouldn't expect you to come up with something like that on your own.
Look, I have been purchasing dinner for you guys on Friday nights for quite some time now, for the past 2 years.
Oh, here we go. It all comes out now, doesn't it?
You thankfulest, you ungrateful,
okay,
you needy.
Kitchen sink time on KFI. Kitchen sink time.
Okay, how about I make it up to you tomorrow during Friday's show?
You got a deal. Stefan, did you record this? Is this, can we play this back to him again and again tomorrow?
It will live in perpetuity.
Does it have to be White House, Anaheim White House?
No.
Okay, so we'll just get some food tomorrow. Do you have any desire for Italian or something like that?
No Peronis.
And here we go.
And you can hear that on last night's podcast if you need to get caught up.
And just in case you don't know that reference, oh boy, yeah, we're talking about pizza. Definitely.
You could say I threw Mo a curve right there.
Give it to him. You got one more before we go?
No, that's all I got. I'm spent. Oh, wait, right there.
Damn you, Mark Ronner.
Damn you.
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Ignorance is bliss. We have zero bliss. Completely blissless.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio.